Hello guys, we are back with our next lectures. In this series, we are going to start the fourth unit of computer networking, guys. Okay, so in this unit, initially we'll be discussing about a domain name server, guys. That is nothing but a DNS. Okay, so few might be calling this as a server. As there is multiple meanings, guys. Few might be calling it as server, few might be calling it as system. Okay. So so now let us go through it. Initially, we'll be discussing about DNS. After that, we'll be moving on to different protocols, guys. Like we'll be discussing about SMTP, we'll be discussing about TCP, we'll be discussing about HTTP. Like that, we will be going through some main protocols. Okay. So in this lecture, let us go through domain name server or domain name system or domain name service. So these are the three full forms that many of the students do confuse, like which to write or what to write. Okay, so even I am among one of them, so I also don't know which is the correct full form for it. Okay, so you might be having a doubt that what is this DSN and why we will be using it, right? Okay, so assume that you want to open a website. Okay, so here I gave the IP address of google.com, guys. Okay, so assume that you, okay, just give me a second. Sorry for that, that's my Google Assistant. Okay, so now let us go through this. So assume that you want to open google.com. Okay, so you will be typing in your browser, like in the address bar you will be writing google.com, right? So google.com. Okay, so once you press enter, it will, the Google page will open. Okay, so we'll be thinking in this way, like google.com is linked to this page, but internally this is not the thing, guys. So the thing that you should remember is every web page or every website will have a particular IP address. Okay, and this IP address is linked with the name of the URL, or you can say this as the domain name. Okay, so with the domain, guys, remember one more thing. Domain name means only this part, guys, like the www.http, these all things will not come, like slash. If you are opening particular page, you'll be getting something, right? So this part is only the domain name. This whole part we will be calling it as a URL. Okay, unified resource locator. So it is locating to a particular resource. Okay, so basically this IP is linked to this website. Okay, so similarly, if you take the Google example, we are having here 172.217.168.196. So if you are having a doubt that how does it happen, so just try typing this in your browser, guys. You'll be getting google.com only. Okay, so now let us go through some introduction. So after that, I'll be giving some real-time examples for you, so that will be clear for you. Okay, so domain name system, DNS, which is providing a dictionary service to the DNS. Okay, so I think I forgot to tell about this. Okay, so basically I hope everyone knows what is a telephone directory, right? So in telephone directory, if you observe it, it will be having the guy's name, like whose ever phone number it belongs to, the name of the person and his phone number, name of the person, phone number, name of the person, phone number. So in this way the telephone directory is built, guys. So in the same way, the DNS is built for IP addresses and the domain names, or the website link, you can say. Basically they'll be calling it as domain names only instead of website link. Okay, so in that way it is built, guys. DNS stands for domain name system or domain name server or domain name service also. It is used to map the domain names with the IP address. In simple words, you can say that. As remembering IP addresses is complex, a DNS came into play. Okay, so if I told my website, if you type this in your browser, you will open my website. If I told like that, okay, so you will be saying that remembering that numbers is really complex. Isn't there a shortcut or shortening? So that is nothing but the domain names, guys, you can say. Okay, and this process of doing these kind of linkages between the IP and the domain is nothing but DNS. So that process is called as domain name service or domain name system. Okay, so try typing 172.217.168.196 in your browser. It is the IP address of google.com. Okay, similarly, usually IP addresses may change, but domain names will not change. Okay, so let us take a real-time example, guys. So assume that you took a hosting, right? So if whenever you are creating a website, you will be taking hosting from a service provider, right? So basically, if you don't know what is a hosting, is nothing but you will be taking a part of a huge system, guys. So you'll be taking some memory space of that particular system, like it is a shared thing. Like if you are using a small website, if you are creating a small website, You'll be taking among a huge system, like they'll be calling it as data centers and all those things, right? So in that whole place, you'll be taking a small system or a small part of a huge system, which will be running 24 by 7, guys. So that is nothing but hosting. So those hosting guys will be providing you an IP address. Okay, so if you change the hosting, like if you took some one hosting from some particular provider and you thought that that's a bit high in budget and everything, so you wanted to change to a lower budget, so in this situation automatically your IP will change, but the domain name which you purchased, you will be keeping it the same because you are recognized by that name, right? So assume that if google.com, Google changes its domain name to some other thing, will it be a good idea? No, because Google is popular in this way only, right? Yes. Okay, so in this way it will work, guys. Okay, so now you might be having a doubt that okay, even telephone directory is that much big, finding a phone number in telephone directory is also too tough, you might be thinking, right? Yes, that is true. Similar, the same applies for this domains also. So if you are searching for a particular domain, linking to a particular IP, how much tough it will be, guys? It will be really tough, right? Yes. So to do this kind of small tricks, we will be using name services, guys. Okay, so first let us go through the structure, what we will be calling it as for a particular website. So basically whenever you open a website, google.com, we will be having a resolver. So this resolver is nothing but it breaks the whole website link into multiple parts. You can say assume like that. Okay, so basically we will be having a root server. Inside that we will be having all the possible extensions, guys. Okay, so if you take a small example, here we are having a website. I wrote a small example for us, xyz.educationforfun.com. so here .com is nothing but a popular extension, guys. So you might be observing .in, .org, .mil, .edu, .gov, like that we are having multiple, right? Yes. So among them we selected .com, that is nothing but commercial purpose. Guys, will be going through the full forms also, like few things will be going through the full forms also, don't worry. Okay, so after that, this is the main domain name, guys. You can say education for fun is our domain name which we selected with an extension of .com, right? Yes. So similarly here we are having one more part, that is nothing but XYZ. So basically whatever is before the domain name, you can blindly say that that is nothing but the subdomains part, guys. So this is the main domain. Under this domain we are having these parts. Again, if there is one more thing, ABC, so under this we are having this, like that you can assume. Okay. So if you draw a structure for this, so we'll be having a root. So inside root we will be having com. Inside com we are having education for fun. Inside education for fun we are having XYZ. Inside XYZ we are having ABC. Guys, every step we can have multiple things, guys. That is the common thing. That here I took a small example so that we got only a single path. If you take, there are some millions of websites, guys. Okay, so there will be multiple paths. Okay, so first let us go through the full forms. Okay, so we are having multiple things. So DNS is nothing but a table with the name and IP, domain name and IP. COM means commercial, EDU means educational, GOV means government, INT means internal, MIL means military, .net means network, .org means non-profitable organization, .in means India, .us means United States. Okay, so now you might be having a doubt. Okay, then if I type google.com, then it's fine. So assume that you are typing some random website. Okay, so that website among some millions of records, right? Yes, DNS will be having some millions of records, yes, I even agree with that. Okay, so among them, how can it search that much fast and show us the result? You might be having a doubt, right? Yes. Okay, so basically the internet is a network, right? It is nothing but a connection of multiple computers or multiple devices, you can say. Okay, so you are getting the internet from a particular service provider, right? So I am getting the internet from BSNL. Okay, so basically BSNL will be having his own DNS, guys. Okay, so in that DNS he will be having his records which his users are using. So assume that BSNL is only having 10 users. So among these 10 users, what websites they are visiting, what IP addresses are there, he'll be storing it here, because these websites are commonly used by all of them, right? Like these are the common things which they request. So if you take an example of some US website, in India it will be used very rarely, right? Yes. So that is the reason why those records might not be stored here. Only the recently or frequently used things will be stored here. Okay, so now you might be having a doubt that okay, so if I open some new website which I never opened on the on my browser, will it open? So how it is opening? So basically this BSNL will also get some kind of information from somewhere, right? The internet and everything. Yes. So there he will be finding. So if anywhere it is not found, he will be going to www, where every kind of data will be found there, guys. Okay. So he'll be checking there, and then he'll be getting it, and he'll be storing it at the last. Like that, this DNS will be working. Okay. So domain name service, storing all DNS. So the same example which I gave, right? So that's what we'll be discussing here. Storing all DNS in one database is easy, but millions of accesses at a moment of time is the issue. Okay, so we discussed about the DNS, right? So it will be stored under these things, right? Yes, we'll be discussing. Don't worry if we didn't discuss. Okay, so basically even the DNS also will be particularly divided as groups only, guys. So we'll be having a root, and in .com whatever are there, here we'll be having a separate DNS. Inside this DNS only coms will be there, only with the .com as the final extension, okay, with their IP addresses. So if you go inside, assume that we are having education for fun and Google. So all the domains or all the subdomains with the Google, with the education for fun will be here, and with Google will be here. Like that, there are millions of websites. Similarly, if inside education for fun we are having again subdomains, again for that we'll be having the DNS, guys. So in this way it will be working. Okay. So this is the way how they will be storing, because once it goes inside here and it will not come here. So basically there is only a one path route. It will go into a one path continuously. It will not go inside and it will say not found and come back. No, it will go in one path only. Okay, so that's the reason why we'll be calling it as non-overlapping zones. Okay. Okay. So I hope everyone got a clear idea about DNS, right? So in simple words, you can say it is nothing but a connection between the IP address and the domain name or the URL, you can say. Okay. Okay. So I hope everyone got some basic idea. So in the next lecture, we'll be going on through resource records, guys. So I told you, right? So it is nothing but IP address and the domain name. But basically when you are hosting a server or running a server, you will be managing multiple things, guys. So assume your website is having a download option, right? So if you are downloading, if you are allowing someone to download, you need to have FTP, guys. That is nothing but file transfer protocol. So again, this will be having a particular IP address if you are using a separate server for it. Like that, if you are using mail, SMTP, so this will have a separate IP address. So basically you should record these all things, right? So whatever are on your website, everything should be recorded properly. So that process of recording everything in a neat and systematic way is nothing but resource records. Will be maintaining them, guys. Okay, so we'll be discussing about these in the next lecture. Okay, so let us meet in the next lecture. Thank you. Thanks for watching.